Welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal presented by the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. This show is for April 2018. I'm Marc Morisseau, also hosting the show today. Wave as I talk to you. James Hinsey, Ian Kingston, and we want to introduce the newest cast member, Maddy Morisseau. Yahoo! All right. A lot of stuff. April already.
Yeah. Wow. My birthday month.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Cool.
How old are you going to be? Like 6?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Plus 20.
Plus 20, okay. As always, we begin talking about the wonderful world of movies with a segment we call Popcorn Previews. Take it away, Ian.
Thank you, Marc. So for the slate that we've got this month, we're looking at a movie called Rampage. Now, if you guys remember the old video game going back where it's a bunch of monsters tearing up the city, this movie is basically based on that. It's got a pretty awesome cast here, especially for entertainment value. It's starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Malin Ackerman. It's basically, the bio's pretty short and simple. You're going to get what you expect with this movie about monsters tearing up a city. It's called Davis Okeye, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and his best friend White Gorilla fight monsters in a big city. Doesn't get much more simple than that, I'm afraid, but it's directed by Brad Peyton, who also directed San Andreas, yet another fun disaster kind of flick, so expect it to be pretty beautiful, lots of buildings being blown up, destroyed, all that.
And with Dwayne Johnson also.
You got it. That comes out on April 13th, so let's take a look at that trailer.
I rescued George when he was 2 years old. He's not just a friend. He's family. Don't move a muscle.
Are you crazy?
No!
Don't move!
Uh-huh. Okay. Very funny. You and I laughing at your joke. New guy, he no laugh. He cry. You can get up now.
And check your diaper. Come on. Let's go.
Got your message about George. You okay?
I don't know.
George? It's okay.
Is it me or is he considerably bigger?
No, he's definitely bigger. I need to find someone who knows exactly what the hell this thing is.
I found her. No, that's a lie. Technically, she found us.
What's happening to my friend?
Are you familiar with genetic editing? Changes will be incredibly unpredictable. Increased strength,
George!
speed, agility.
No!
Crowded cells and chains that can't run.
Where's George? I need to see him.
He is dangerous.
Think it's time for me to turn the mill around.
We're gonna die!
Probably!
We've created the next chapter in natural selection. Project Rampage works.
You got another one of your little science experiments running around.
What do you mean another one? Incoming!
Sound the alarm, it's time to cross the line.
Of course, the wolf flies.
Stop me. Oh, somebody stop me. Stop me. Please, somebody stop me. Stop me. Oh, somebody stop me.
It's time we throw everything we can at these things and get people the hell out of that city.
Let's go save the world. That's a big arm. Don't fight it.
You know there are other ways of dealing with people, right?
I do know that, yeah, but that's no fun. George? You okay? Ready to do this, buddy?
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. I still have that game. I have it for the PC.
It's so much fun. It's
do.
so much fun.
Wow. I do. It's a lot
It
of
was
fun.
a great game.
Yep.
All right, next on our list here, we've got The First Purge. This is a prequel to the movie The Purge that came out a few years ago. It'll focus on the events that led up to the very first Purge event. It stars Marissa Tomei, Melanie Diaz, and Patch Darragh. It's directed by Jared McMurray, who directed Burning Sands and a couple of shorts, but this really should be his first more major film release. So let's take a look at that trailer.
What
What makes America great? The answer's simple, really. Americans make America great. You are the lifeblood of the nation, and your rights as Americans must be safeguarded. There's only one solution to keep our country great: a new tradition. Participate today, and nothing will make you prouder than when your boy looks up at you and says, "Dad, I want to purge too."
It's kind of funny that movie comes out on Independence Day, and not to get any political at all in there, but one of the poster shots is similar to a "Make America Great Again" hat. So we're going to
Is it really?
try and introduce these events into it. So
I wonder if
be
it was
prepared for that kind of overarching theme.
I wonder if it was filmed near here, because one of the other ones was filmed here.
The third one was filmed at the Rick campus, right?
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
lots of it.
Right.
So,
Yep. When I was there, parts of the camp, they blocked everything off, and
Yeah.
it was interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to seeing that and seeing where they go with it. Next we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. For me, I saved my personal favorite for last coming up. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies they've got coming out. This comes out on July 6th. It's directed by Peyton Reed, who directed the first Ant-Man. He did a fantastic job. He also directed Yes Man. It stars Paul Rudd reprising the role for Ant-Man, Evangeline Lilly, who reprising the role for the Wasp, Hannah John Kamen, who's playing Ghost, and Michael Douglas reprising the role for Dr. Hank Pym. The story goes as Scott Lang balances being both a superhero and a father. Hope Van Dyne and Dr. Hank Pym present an urgent new mission that finds the Ant-Man fighting alongside the Wasp to uncover secrets from their past. So let's take a look at that trailer.
I just have one question. When Cap needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I guess we'll never know. But if you had, you'd have never been caught.
I do some dumb things, and the people I love the most, they pay the price.
Thanks to you, we had to run. We're still running.
Let's go.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
Hold on. You gave her wings and blasters. So I take it you didn't have that tech available for me?
No, I did.
Now that looks like a lot of fun.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
Evangeline Lilly just really captures the Wasp persona so well.
Right.
And they play. There's a lot of good chemistry between her and Paul Rudd.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good casting for the first one, and we knew it was going to come for the second one. So.
Right.
You got it. And since this is I believe it's the first Marvel movie coming out after the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
It'll be pretty interesting to see what they've done with following up after that. Since that's in the middle of the Infinity War saga that we know. So it'll be pretty interesting. The last thing here that I'm going to bring up is just a quick tribute to Stephen Hawking, who just passed away on Pi Day, which is kind of interesting for a brilliant mind to fall on the most mathematically sound day for the entire year. And an interesting tidbit for people watching to understand too is that's also the birth date of Albert Einstein. So probably the two most remarkable minds of the 20th century, who one was born and the other one died on the same kind of.
Hey, now they get to talk to each other.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
So here's my little pun for the day. I guess that means that the brilliant minds have come full circle. So enough of my jokes for the day. I think they're going to have enough. Let's take a look at some of the footage that we took at the Connecticut GamerCon later this month as we're filming.
We are at Connecticut GamerCon at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. That's why it's Connecticut GamerCon. I'm Marc Morisseau. This is the first time that all 5 of the Sci-Fi Journal hosts get to do something together. It's wicked awesome. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a question. What are you most looking forward to at GamerCon today?
Actually, I think I'm going to do a little shopping. I usually don't do shopping at cons. And I saw a game I want to pick up, so...
Okay. I'm looking forward to interviewing a couple of people, talking to a couple of people I met over at Rhode Island Comic-Con and some new folks as well. What are you looking forward to today, Calvin?
Pretty much everything. This is the second year of GamerCon, CTGamerCon. The first year did so well, so they decided to come back. It's a beautiful venue. I'm pleasantly surprised at just how cool everything is. We got some really cool stuff lined up for you. I'm going to be speaking with Gabriel D'Annunzio from Pintastic New England, Jamie York from Game Underground. He's running the gaming part here, the competitive gaming, and he also does the competitive gaming. He handles that over at Northeast Comic Con. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that we're going to do today.
All right. Here come the youngins. What are you guys looking forward to?
I'm a huge fan of Magic the Gathering, so I've been already started picking up some singles, and I'm just going to keep going around seeing what treasures I can find.
Oh, geez, you stole mine. So I'm also interested in Magic, but I don't come to a lot of conventions, so I think it'll be really exciting to get the experience and see what it's all about.
So she's a newbie. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's check out what's going on here at CTGamerCon. I am with Steven at CTGamerCon. Hi, Steven.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, tell me a little bit about this super podcast that you got going on here.
My podcast is called Super Retro Throwback Reviews. We are a no-holds-barred review on movies, music, video games, retro, and new, and we cover Comic-Cons.
Oh, very nice. And how often do you produce podcasts?
We are a bi-weekly podcast, audio, and we do a YouTube channel, video every week.
Oh, very nice. And what kind of games and stuff do you talk about?
Retro and new, retro, like 80s, 90s, and new, anything new coming up.
All right. That's funny you say 80s, 90s, and new, because for me, it's 70s, 80s, 90s, and new. I'm old enough to remember when the only video game you could play was Pong.
Yeah.
That was it, yeah. And Frogger was like a little blip. Yeah. Maybe he made it across the screen and maybe he didn't. Now, do you have a favorite retro game system?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. And which games in particular did you like about Super Nintendo?
Super Mario World.
Now, when you were a kid, what was the very first game you remember playing that you really, really loved?
Super Metroid.
Super Metroid. Yeah. Okay. Were you disappointed when you found out it was a girl or what?
No. No? Surprisingly not.
All the guys going swing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now, if we want to find you on YouTube or stuff, give us an email address or a podcast address.
You can go to our website, www.thenewsuperretrothrowbackreviews.com. All our information is there.
Awesome. Check it out. Another wonderful thing to check out at CTGamerCon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what else is going on at CTGamerCon.
Hi, this is Ian Kingston with Sci-Fi Journal at the Connecticut GamerCon. Here I've got with me Alex from Urban Cloth.
How you doing, guys?
So, Alex goes around to a lot of the neighboring cons around here, including Rhode Island Comic-Con and some other ones, to just feature his artwork. Everything here behind us is custom painted, correct?
Yes.
So, where do you get like a lot of your inspiration from for doing a lot of your artwork?
Well, I'm kind of like I learned on my own, really, most of all, but just comic books, really. Alex Ross was one of my early inspirations back then when I was a young kid, but because his paintings were off the chain, so that's where I kind of got it mostly. But yeah, everything was just early on, just like whatever was inside me, I guess.
Great. So how long have you been doing the artwork?
Well, I've only been doing cons for the past couple of 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years now. So yeah, I just kind of learned fast. That's what I've
Great. Well, I mean, it's clearly you've learned pretty well over your time doing this. So this is, I personally love the artwork style, and I'm a pretty big fan of all things art in general, and of course in the science fiction fantasy realm, so this is great. If people wanted to get to learn a little bit more about you, maybe contact you for any kind of pieces, how would they get a hold of you?
Oh, you can get a hold of me on Facebook, The Urban Cloth, or Instagram at The Urban Cloth, and yeah, mostly there. That's where you can get hold of me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alex. And, throwing it back, let's check out what else is going on here at GamerCon.
All right, I am here with Brennan from High School Esports League. Hello. Thank you for interviewing with us today.
Nice to be here.
All right, so would you like to give us a brief summary of what you're presenting here today?
Yep, so I'm here from the High School Esports League. We are an online league that partners with high schools around the U.S. and Canada to run leagues online. So we partner with the high schools, like I said. We run these tournaments, and they can win scholarships. We have recruitment opportunities. Our upcoming tournament for our core 5 games, which is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, League of Legends, Hearthstone, Rocket League, and Overwatch. They can play for up to $50,000 in prizing, and that's scholarships towards their college. So if they're a freshman, senior, it doesn't matter. We'll hold on to that, and once they graduate, we keep track of it, and we'll give it to them in scholarship running.
Wonderful. So you have a lot of good experiences for the people who join you. So a quick question as the teacher of the group. If you had a parent that was asking, what skills would my child learn from joining something like this, what would you say?
It would be very similar to what they'd get from any other sports team. They have the teamwork structure. They learn how to work as a team, like I said. They have the structure of being in almost like a business environment where you're working with other people, trying to coordinate strategy, quick thinking, it's good like that. And in terms of other opportunities they have, colleges look at it, looks great in the application. So team building and team skills is probably the biggest one.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for interviewing with us. We appreciate it. Thanks, good boy. Bye.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Okay, so we are here at Connecticut GamerCon 2017, and look who I ran into. It's Gabe D'Annunzio and David Marston from Pintastic New England. Pintastic is going to its 4th year. It's going to be in Sturbridge, Massachusetts again. I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, how you doing today?
We're doing great.
And yourself, Dave?
Oh, fine. I like seeing all the young people here. We have a show that caters to young people, too.
All right, let's talk a little bit about CTGamerCon. So I just found out recently that you were going to have a booth here to help promote Pintastic. How's that going for you so far?
People love pinball. They see it, and they haven't seen pinball in a long time, and they seem to be attracted to the game. So a lot of people don't even know how to start a game. We got to show them how to press the start button and what flippers are, but I think they love it once they start playing it. Dave?
Yeah, it has the doubt, the uncertainty of playing with a real physical ball. It's not programmed. It can do all kinds of wild things, and it just has a different kind of appeal in the video games. And people understand it right away once they learn those couple button pushes that Gabe was talking about.
I mean, you wouldn't think that. I mean, we're a little bit older, so we've kind of grown up on pinball. For new generations of fans and like younger people, like you were saying, you see this big contraption of a machine, and you get intimidated by it. But it's one of the really cool things about pinball is that it's really easy to get into, and it's really great to have like the younger people take an interest in it. So let's talk a little bit about Pintastic this year. You're going to have 4 days this year now, some Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Talk a little bit about more of the new things that are going to happen.
Dave, do you want to?
Sure. So once again, we'll have the vendors in the auction, and we'll have a new system for bringing in more types of games. There's rewards of different kinds for people who bring games, because most of the games you see in our free play hall are voluntarily brought by people who want to show off the work they've done with the games. So I'll have even more of that this year, trying to get the rarer games. This year our featured artist is Paul Ferris, who revolutionized backglass design back in the late 70s, and he's going to talk about that and show some of his past work. He's the first guy that did backglasses based on oil paintings rather than cartoon-type drawings, line art colored in his panels. So Paul Ferris is our featured guest artist. He's working on a poster for us right now, which will be really dazzling. And we are giving a special reward, extra bonus points for game bringers who bring a game with artwork by Paul Ferris. That's just one example of our incentives for the game bringers. And then we'll have the kids' entertainment that we've had in the past with some new and some returning favorites. We'll have tournaments. There's a kids tournament. There's a serious adults tournament for the people who play to be in the worldwide competition of ranked pinball players, plus a more casual pin golf tournament for people who don't want to think of themselves as the big-time world-class player and intimidated to play in that kind of a tournament. But we also have learned to play pinball as a seminar, so that the people who are just starting and they've learned where the flipper buttons are and they're trying to get into, well, what are all these different kinds of passes and flips that people talk about? What are the skills of playing? Because once you learn how to flip flippers, you can play over 5,000 different games using the same skills. So we will teach people that if they need to learn it.
That's good. One of the things, hang on, what do you want to add on?
Well, this year we have our premium packages, which 3-day pass, a 4-day pass. With the 4-day pass, you get a 24-hour access to the VIP room. Basically only selling 100 of those passes, so it's very limited. All the high-end games will be in there. If you want quiet time with a game, that's the package to buy. And of course, we're bringing in all the manufacturers. Jersey Jack Pinball, Stearns Pinball have all their games there. All the new games will be on ready. Houdini will be there. You know, the new Pirates of the Caribbean will be there, and everybody's innovating. There's different companies jumping on board now, so it's great. It's great for pinball. Pinball's growing, show's growing, and we're very excited.
Let's talk a little bit more about the free play room, because one of the things about having a pinball convention or an expo of that nature is that you rely on a lot of people to bring in like their own machines to help, have a better system for that and, for everybody. So talk a little bit about how important that is to this particular show and to other shows like it.
As Dave said, the show is mainly, the games of the show are mainly brought by vendors and pinball collectors and enthusiasts. They bring their games, they get in for free, and basically that's how we're able to get 250 games at the show. I bring 20 of my own games, and the collector community is very strong in New England, about 500 to 1,000 strong, so the show keeps growing because of them, and I thank all those people. Dave, you want to add anything?
Yeah, we do draw not only from the 6 New England states, but very heavily from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, even Ohio and Virginia, and all the eastern maritime Canadian provinces. So we do have people who are very dedicated to pinball who drive the hundreds of miles to see the games, and many of them will even bring along a game. And some of those games will be for sale in the free play hall also. We have a state-of-the-art system for separating out which games are for sale and which are not. It makes it very easy for people to contact the owner of the game and offer to buy it.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a pinball machine, where do you go? You can't go to a store and buy a pinball machine, so you come to Pintastic. Most of the games are for sale. You buy a game and you take it home. That's one of the great things about the show.
So 4 days this year, and it's not going to interfere with ConnectiCon, which is really cool for me, though I was going to be there regardless. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to covering it. I'm sure we're all going to have a great time. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you at the end of June.
Yeah, make sure you keep in touch with our Facebook page and our website at pintasticnewengland.com for updates. Anything coming up, we'll be making a lot of big announcements coming up for the show, and that's where you'll see everything first.
Yeah, you're getting the revelation of one of our guests today, but we've been in contact with all kinds of celebrities in the world of pinball, top players, artists, designers, and we plan to have a full range of celebrity panels at the show. So keep watching for further announcements. PintasticNewEngland.com.
Pintastic is a very unique experience, and trust me, if you go, you will have a blast. It's a fun event for the whole family, old people, new people. If you've never played a pinball machine before, now is your chance. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So we are here again at GamerCon, CT Gamerthon 2018, and I am here with Jamie York. You guys might remember him. He runs Game Underground, which is a really great gaming location in Massachusetts, which unfortunately has been closed for a little bit. He is the person behind a tournament here at CT GamerCon. He also runs the gaming stuff at Northeast Comic Con. Jamie, how you doing?
I'm great. It's awesome to be here. I'm having a great time today.
So this is the second year for CT Gamerthon, and it's, as you can see, as you very well know, it's really busy. There's a lot of people here, a lot of people having a good time. Talk a little bit about the gaming aspect of it.
Sure. I love the turnout we're having. Thank you for people to come out. So we have big tournaments for Super Smash Brothers, Street Fighter, things like Overwatch, League of Legends. We're having a great time here, a mix of pro-level stuff and some stuff for fun for kids and families and stuff like that.
Which is really cool to see how you have the different zones, how you have it set up. I see Microsoft has it like its own section, and it's really cool how you have your different levels. So if you want to just go and jump in, you have like a free play area, and then you have, like you were saying, different levels of competition. Sure. What do you think it is about gaming that brings out the competitive nature in people?
You know, I think as gaming's grown, it's become more complex. There's more and more things to do. You're starting to get to be having experiences that you're involved with that are like at the level of a Hollywood movie and things like that. It's amazing to be a part of that. And in this situation where instead of at home, you're face to face with people. So it's good. It's good.
CT Gamerthon, this is its second year of existence. I know you're a really big part of it. Why don't you talk a little bit about the con, how it got started, and where it's going for now and the future?
Sure. So Terrificon is obviously an event that happens here in the summer. It's a very large success, and I know that Mitch, the guy that runs that, was interested in adding a second con. We didn't want to do another Comic-Con, so he brought in Game Underground. We have a lot of expertise. We've done our own event called Guts, which is a esports tournament, and we basically took what we do with Guts, moved it into this bigger space, and added the shopping element and extra stuff that you would get at Terrificon. And as you can see, people are really enjoying it. It's starting to be a huge turnout. I'm really excited about our second year. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this place is packed. I mean, there are a ton of people watching. It looks like there's a Smash Brothers Melee tournament going on. Yep. There's tournaments all about it. And what's really cool is that there are people of all ages. You got little kids here that are playing in tournaments. You have different, age groups, different, skill sets. Yep. And it's just like really, really awesome.
This is the perfect event for anyone from like a little kid that's never played Super Mario 1 to check out some of the classic stuff to top 10 Smash Brothers player in the world is here right now. Mars is here this year. He's come in top 8 at a bunch of the national events and stuff like that. It's a good mix of like the pro level esports and casual events as well.
Now let's talk a little bit about Game Underground. If you longtime viewers remember that a few years back that we went and we did a little segment out there. It was in a Natick Mall. Really, really great place for arcade gaming, and you had like tournament stuff going on. You had video games that you could sell, but unfortunately due to circumstances beyond your control, you had to close that location. But just today, you announced your new location, so let's talk about that.
I'm so excited. It's been under wraps, but we were finally able to say that we're going to be open on Moody Street in Waltham, Massachusetts, which is an incredible location. There's tons of traffic, people walking by all the time. We kind of have our old view of being able to be out on the street again. If it's nice out, we're right there. You can walk by and come in. You can go, there's a lot of bars, restaurants. There's a train that you can take right there. There's an ice cream place. Lizzie's like 2 doors down from us. You can come and have like a good night and have fun and do a lot of like good restaurants and food and gaming.
Yeah, Moody Street in Waltham, for those of you that don't know, it's like Jamie was saying, it's a really big mecca. There's so many restaurants, so many different things to do, a lot of that has that cool vibe. The neighborhood has that cool vibe, and I think it's going to do really, really well for you. So hopefully when you're opened up, we can go over and we can check it out.
Oh, I'd love to have you guys. I love your show and everything that you do to support all the different conventions and different people and different stores around. yeah, we're really excited. We're going to go back to being open late again. When we were in the mall, we had to close at 9. Now we can close at midnight. You know, people don't want to travel like 2 hours to come to a Smash Brothers tournament, then have to leave after like a couple hours. So now you can get out of work, you can drive an out to our store, enter a tournament, play friendlies with your friends, you know, get out of there after, go to get food across the street. It's so good. And, you know, a lot of cheap options. You know, we're not looking at the Natick Mall where everything's expensive and like, you know, you're trying to like deal with shoppers and all this stuff. I mean, I loved being in the Natick Mall. It was a great location. And, you know, we did not leave on bad terms with them. But you know, they're expanding what they're doing there. And they didn't have a spot that would match what our vision is. So we went, we looked around, and we found a great spot in Waltham.
Still going to have pinballs there, right?
Oh, there's going to be some pinball. We have Gabe from Pintastic, lets us use some machines. God, I love Pintastic. Check out their show. It's coming up in June. You know, you stay overnight and play pinball. Jeez, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, I will definitely be there. I know you're going to be there. Yeah. Jamie, thank you so much for taking some time. I know you're really busy, so this has been awesome. Thank you very much.
I'm having a blast. I'm so glad we were able to provide all this entertainment for people. It's the best thing about coming to CTGamerCon is instead of being online, playing with people that you don't see, going to be head-to-head, sitting next to the person you used to be in an arcade, and actually like having a community in-person thing happen. And you know, you get to celebrate nerd culture. There's plenty of video game like clothing and actual games to buy and real people. You're not shopping online. You're not sitting on Amazon where it's cold.
Yeah, he's real.
You are. Yes, we are real. We're here. I can leave this thing and I can go meet you and you can fight me in Street Fighter. You know what I mean? And you're gonna win.
I don't know about that.
I'm all right. I'm all right. But like, you know, that's the best thing is we're going from being like online to being together. It's amazing.
It really is. Jamie, again, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at Pintastic, and when Game Underground is open, we will be there.
No problem. We'll be here next year as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ian. Yeah, CTGamerCon, lots of fun.
Looked pretty awesome. It was a great time.
Okay, all right. I forgot to introduce my hat. Oh, I'm losing eyes as I talk. Here, I'm looking at you. Okay, this is my hat for this month. Why do I wear this hat? Because at school we celebrated the 100th day of school, so I glued 100 googly eyes to my hat. So I literally have eyes in the back of my head. It's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. All right, we have a new segment, and we have a new person doing that segment. We want to introduce Maddy Morisseau, who's going to be talking about a segment we call Books and Board Games. Take it away, Maddy.
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me on the show.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
You're
So
welcome.
I have a few games that are coming out this month, which I'm very excited about. The first one, if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, the very popular card game, especially with my students, 5th grade, there's a new board game coming out called Heroes of Dominaria, which is exciting. It's a 2 to 4 player game, and the description says, and I quote, "Players take the role of a powerful hero as they travel the lands of Dominaria. Players build sites, rediscover lost artifacts, and confront sinister cabal in order to gain resources to save the multiverse before other players do." So it sounds very interesting. The release date is August of this year. However, you can purchase a premium game in September, which will have 4 exclusive pre-painted miniatures to come along with it. So if that's something that you're interested in, I definitely suggest that package. So I'm curious to see how the gameplay works. I couldn't really find any descriptions on that, but it should be interesting. And I also have the Renegade Game Studios has announced that they are going to start creating a Power Rangers tabletop game. Which is interesting. There's no known release date at this time, but they did say. They did say that it will be based off of Saban's Power Rangers, so that should be pretty interesting.
Now, it's interesting because Hasbro just acquired the rights to do all the toys. They Bandai's licenses up, so Hasbro's going to be doing Power Rangers toys.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Now that Toys R Us is closing, they've got no place to sell them, but that's what they're going to be doing. Well, we'll see what happens.
Amazon
and good old Wally World.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, so moving on to books. There was one book that I found for the month of March when we were filming that I thought would be interesting. It's called Guardian Angels and Other Monsters by Daniel H. Wilson. This was released on March 6th in paperback only. It includes 14 stories linked by the general theme of artificial intelligence. So I know that he had been famous for a few other robo-apocalypse stories that he decided to make 14 short stories and put them together into one, which is exciting. Nice. Reviews on Amazon, which is the only review I could find at this time, rate it 4.5 out of 5 stars, with many of the reviewers saying that it's very compelling and could easily take each story and make it into a full book. So if you are interested in robots and artificial intelligence, that's the book for you.
Might even serve to give some people backgrounds into like a steampunk or some other kind of Shadowrun type universe for their tabletops.
Oh yeah, nice. That'll work.
Absolutely.
Good.
All right, so unfortunately, that's all I have for the month of April. Next, we'd like to move on to a wonderful segment called Toob News with my daddy-o, Marc Morisseau.
You called it wonderful.
I did.
Thank you. All right, I need my spectacles here. Here we go. Sci-Fi Journal's The Expanse returns for Season 3 on Wednesday, April 11th at 9 p.m. It's going to run for 13 episodes. If you haven't caught this series, watch this series.
Yes, and read the books, too, that they're based on.
Yep. Good, hard sci-fi, spaceships and missiles and
space opera.
It's space opera. It's Earth and Mars and people and the asteroid mining colonies and this alien presence that's trying to tear everybody apart. It's cool stuff. It's really neat. Netflix is releasing its version of the 1960s TV series Lost in Space, beginning April 13th. That'll run for 10 episodes. This looks really, really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to show the trailer?
We can show the trailer.
Say yes.
Yes, let's see the trailer.
Hold on a minute. Brace for impact. Brace for impact.
We're lost. No kidding. This is Will Robinson of the 24th Colonist Group. I'm the first human to discover evidence of an alien intelligence.
What is that?
It's okay.
Will!
He's with me.
Danger, Will Robinson.
We may not be safe here. How long do we have?
Weeks.
Gently.
What the hell are you?
There is a rule that's written in stone. The Robinsons stick together.
Be safe out there. You don't know what you might find. John? Where are you? Who are you? It's complicated.
If you have any hope of saving your family, you will help me.
You go get our kids, and you get them off this planet.
Doesn't that look cool?
Oh, yeah.
It's
It really
incredible.
does.
It looks really
I
neat.
love that whole
Incredible.
the whole franchise. So it's exciting that they're bringing it to Netflix because Netflix has their production budget and everything I've seen that they produce for the most part has been really phenomenal.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So I've discovered this unaired pilot for a Lost in Space show that had the actress who played the Admiral on Star Trek Discovery.
Right.
And the woman who's second in command on the Orville.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Those two actors were together in this unaired pilot as the mom and daughter of the
Adrienne Palicki, is that her
yeah,
name?
and mother and daughter on the Jupiter 2.
On Jupiter 2.
And also the Jupiter 2 was part of a group type ship. So
Right.
their Jupiter 2 was like a saucer-shaped pod
Yep.
that crashed. So I think seeing some of the trailer look very similar to this,
Right.
with the concept that they're part of a whole bunch of other Jupiters.
Maybe they borrowed some ideas from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But the effects back then weren't that great. and-
Yeah, but they're really good now. So
Oh,
this
yeah,
looks like
it
an
looks
awesome
great.
series. Okay, good. All right, Lost in Space. The CW, I like this station, has confirmed season finale dates for many of its shows. Okay, so we've got Legends of Tomorrow, which is going to wrap on Monday, April 9th, with Supergirl returning the following Monday. Supergirl will end season 3 on June 18th. If you're watching Black Lightning, that will wrap season 1 on April 17th. Arrow season 6 and Supernatural season 13 will end on May 17th. If you're catching those. The Flash will stop running on May 22nd. And iZombie season, get it? And iZombie season 4 ends on May 28th. Now, anybody here want to learn how to speak Klingon? Now you can learn Klingon for free. There's an app called Duolingo. It's a free app for Android, browser, or iOS that offers courses in many languages such as Spanish, German, Gaelic, and French. But now they're also offering a course on how to speak Klingon.
Cool.
Just download it, and you can learn how to speak Klingon. Kapla!
Kapla.
Yeah. Cool stuff. All right, and that's all I have this month for April for 2018. Let's move on to the wonderful world of anime with a segment we call Anime Daisuki. Ready? Go, James, go! Whatever works.
All right, so for Anime Daisuki this month, I got some cool news here. The Godzilla film, Monster Planet, that is on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. The detail is incredible. Part of it's CG animation. And so it kind of looks a little, the contrast is a little flat, but the story is really good. It's only just part 1 of a trilogy, I guess, of films. So part 2 will be coming out in May in Japan. It's called Godzilla Kessen Kido Zo Shoku Toshi.
God bless you.
What? Say that again? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, Kessen Kido Zo Shoku Toshi, the city mechanized for the final battle.
Okay.
So there could be an appearance of Mechagodzilla in this. And even though it's called Monster Planet, you know, there's these humans have left the Earth behind because Godzilla's pretty much devastated it.
Yes. And it's
they
kind
go
of
away.
hard to clean up after them.
Right. They go away traveling into space, try to find another planet. They don't really find one. They decide to go back. The time lapse on Earth, though, has been like thousands of years, whereas for them it's only been like 20 years. So, and Godzilla's still there.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, that...
He's not like great-grandson of Godzilla?
They don't know,
They don't know.
if he's offspring or if he's the only one. There may be others and things like that. And they try to take him on. So
Yeah,
it's
I did
been
watch the first one, and it was really well done.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I remember watching it when I was younger, so and it kind of brought back that same
Yeah.
excitement. So it was really well
God,
done.
yeah.
I'm excited
Yeah.
that there's more.
Yep. And next is Aiko Incarnation. That's AICO with periods in between. It's a 12-episode series on Netflix. it's about a young girl who's in school, and she discovers that there's something wrong with her, and she doesn't know what it is. She tries to find out what it is. A couple years before, there was some kind of biomedical research accident that called the burst, and it sort of exploded. Some kind of bio-life thing, artificial life, exploded in this city, and that city got cordoned off. No one can go in. But someone tells her about it, and she tries to try to get to the heart of this accident to find out, the secrets that lie about herself. And she has some help from these people who are divers and stuff. I guess it's underwater or partly submerged.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I like those underwater shows.
Maybe, yeah. So I mean, there is some kind of bio creature there that grows and attacks and stuff that she has to fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. The animation looks really great. The staff that created this show is from the Bones studio, and also did the Gargantia on the Verdurous Planet, which I really enjoyed. It was a great kind of a boy meets girl on a water planet with floating cities. It was like awesome animation and story. So anything by Bones is great. So check it out.
No bones about it.
Yes. Okay. There will be now a fifth Yamato film, 2202, the Uchu Senkan Yamato 2202. There's a trailer out, and it shows leader Deathlock from, remember Star Blazers?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Or in Japan, it was Dessler, the way they said it. But this new series has this intergalactic threat called Galantis sweeping and approaching Earth. So, they made peace with Gamelon at the end of the 2199, but now they got this other threat coming. So they've been doing these movies every 3 or 4 months, and what they've done too is also taken like the original 2199, which was a series of like 4 or 5 films, and made it into a 26 episode series. So hopefully they'll do the same for this. And I'm hoping that maybe Cartoon Network will pick it up or something.
Right.
Because they've got 3 shows that are ending all within the span of this month of March and April. So they've got the Cowboy Bebop finishing. They have what's the other one? Cowboy Bebop. The one that just finished this week is Outlaw Star, which I hadn't seen before. So this time I came on, catching it. It's like, oh wow, great sci-fi, space travel. And the other one is Iron-Blooded Orphans will be ending too. Right? And actually thinking about it, I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is also going to be finishing up in the next month or so. So there's a lot of room for new shows. And one of them that will be coming is Fooly Cooly, which is spelled F-L-C-L, but pronounced Fooly Cooly. Cartoon Network, or Toonami, has actually the producers behind this new season of Fooly Cooly. So the original one was only 6 episodes, so I don't expect it to be much more than that. Maybe 6 for this one, and there's a 3rd season, so maybe another 6 more that's coming. So that should be coming out on Toonami, but they haven't announced when yet. No dates. So Toonami, they got lots of room for new shows, so let's see what they do. G Kids has got the North American distribution rights for a film called Hanabi, which means fireworks. And it is based on a live-action film from 1993. So they've actually gone kind of reverse, live action to animation. And this anime film looks really great. It's going to have a summer release date, probably through G Kids and Fathom Events and stuff like that. So look for it in theaters sometime this summer. When it came out in Japan last summer, it made $14 million.
Nice.
So it was really well done.
Solid.
Anime. And then also I talked about Space Battleship Yamato. There's also a show called Space Battleship Tiramisu.
Tiramisu, like my favorite dessert.
Yes.
Your favorite
It's a lot
dessert.
more.
My favorite dessert.
No, my favorite dessert.
Oh, my favorite dessert.
Fine, I'll take cheesecake.
But no
Pie.
dessert.
Yeah. It's got to be pie.
It's gonna be pie.
Ah, that needs
All right.
past.
Make mine
I
chocolate
know.
cream.
Yeah, well, pie in the face. Right?
What's your favorite?
So speaking of pies and pie in the face, you know,
Right.
it's a comedy thing. This space battleship Tiramisu, don't take it seriously because it's really a silly gag comedy show.
Oh, good.
About a character named Subaru Ichinose. Subaru like the car.
Like the car.
And Ichinose like itchy
I have an
nose.
itchy nose? All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's an ace pilot, but he can't get used to having older pilots around him. So he shuts himself off into his mecha called Durandal, and he just sits in there until he gets sent out. But then he's like trying to eat, you know, he's like getting all set to go into action. And what he's actually doing, he's opening up his lunch box, you know, and getting a little chicken on a stick. And then he's got launched out in space like, wait a minute.
Chicken on a stick on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, and this one's from Studio Gonzo. So Studio Gonzo is also another great studio. All the animes from that studio is great. So you can check out Space Battleship Tiramisu online somewhere.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So I thought I'd let people know about that one. That's it. So for Anime Daisuki this month. And now we're going to do the Toys, Props, and Other Stuff. Collectibles and things like that.
All right, James, what do you have for us?
So
books?
I have here on the left, James P. Hogan's The Multiplex Man. James P. Hogan is one of my favorite authors. Very hard sci-fi type writer. A lot of interesting characters, and the plot usually is a fast-paced thing. I just picked this up at a convention. One of the used book dealers there had it, and that is one of the Hogan books I don't have at home, so I had to pick it up. In the middle there is Midnight of the Well of Souls by Jack Chalker, another one of my favorite authors. This world, the Well World, is an artificial world built by ancient aliens, an ancient race that died out, millions of years ago. But some humans wind up finding it, going through onto it, and being altered into other different types of races that live there. There's over 1,500 different alien races that live there. Other than humans, there's humans there too. But and each of the races live in different hexagonal-shaped bio areas that cover the planet. And there's a map in some of the later books, and I made a 3D model of it. That's one of the things I like because I was able
Because
to-
you're nerdy like that.
I
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Because you have no life.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
But it was a great story, and it really meant a lot to me when I was like 13 or 14 when I read it. And then and also that's a signed copy by Jack Chalker.
Very nice.
That they have. So the next is a book by Murray Leinster, 4 from Planet 5. Murray Leinster is a old Golden Age sci-fi writer, author, and I don't have that book, so it's like, oh, let me get that to add to my collection.
Okay.
So I'll have to read those soon, I hope. Next.
Next. And then we have Pop Doctor Who figure, the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. Thought I'd pick him up since he just finished his run as the Good Doctor. So it'll be good. Now we have a female Doctor in the fall. Can't wait till August. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be neat. All right, if you want to get in touch with us, our email is risvic.communications@gmail.com. Please write us and let us know what you think about the show. If you have any suggestions for segments, that type of thing. We're always looking forward to hearing from you. Our website is www.risfc.org. We have information about Rhode Island Science Fiction Club monthly meetings. We just went bowling. We do a lot of really cool stuff. Since the summer season, the movie season's coming along, we'll be having a lot of movie trips.
While this episode's being shown, we're going to be celebrating our 30th anniversary at the Newport Playhouse.
That's right. 30 years. Oh my goodness. We have a Twitter feed at Sci-Fi Journal if you want to get in touch with us there. We also have a Facebook page, which is pretty cool. All right, last but not least, I always come with presents for you guys.
I got some program books for you.
Go ahead.
I was at Heliosphere, a convention in
was it New York?
New York, Westchester County area, in Terrytown this past weekend, and it's a new sci-fi convention. It was just started last year, so this was the second year. So it was small but growing, and they had some awesome guests. I got to meet some of them, and some I know already. So yeah, I thought I'd bring a program for you guys. You know.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, now as we tape, the Necco Candy Company, New England Confectioners Company, which has been around since like 1847, is in trouble. It might be going out of business unless they find a buyer or something like that, which is unfortunate. They make, here in New England, if you know about them, they make Necco wafers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Necco wafers for you guys. They also make my favorite candy ever created, Sky Bars. If you don't know what a Sky Bar is, do a Google search for Sky Bars.
Or just better yet, go to a store where you can buy
Where you can buy Sky Bars.
Yeah.
Or you could Amazon. I think they've got them too. Do a Sky Bar thing. But anyways, so I have Neckos. I got Neckos for everybody too. All right,
Cool.
so I have some Necco wafers. Cool flavors. All right, there you go. Okay, that's going to be it for this edition of Sci-Fi Journal for April 2018. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in May.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.